Hi. I've had a few days where I haven't done videos. It's probably going to be like that sometimes. That's better. It's April the 3rd, and I'm trying to be in a countryside spot, but there is people around and there's people walking. So what I'm doing at the moment is sitting in the car and reflecting on the amount of petitions and information and videos that have been sent to me about 5G. About 5G being the reason for the coronavirus. And it's really been very conflicting, confusing, and just really, well, it's really heart-wrenching as well, because a lot of my friends are completely convinced that 5G is the reason. And I just can't condone that. I can't go along with that. I don't agree with it. And here's the 3 reasons why. The 3 reasons why is that, number one, if 5G was as strong and powerful as they say it is, and it has those kind of, shall we say, almost nuclear radioactive tendencies, then we would all die at once. And that would be imminent, you know? That would include all animal life forms and most likely plant life forms. It would just obliterate everyone instantly. The kind of radioactive power that people seem to think 5G have is not true, basically. And I'm not a scientist particularly, but I've done a lot of research about it, and I've asked people who are very reliable sources, who are completely nerdish about this kind of science and know everything about it. And basically it's impossible, mainly for, like I say, the radioactive reason. It doesn't need to be any more reason. But the second reason being, like I say, if it was true, then why is everyone not dying all at once? Why are certain people suffering and other people aren't? It's impossible for certain people to have a stronger immune system against something radioactive. It's just not possible. It doesn't affect everyone differently. It would definitely not discriminate, and it would kill all life forms. So this is why I'm actually, I mean, I've made lots of funny videos, or I've done tongue-in-cheek irony. Here's all the options of what I think it could be. That's just stuff that I hear. I'm not saying I believe in any of that. I don't believe in, anything in particular, basically, about this particular virus. All I know is exactly what I'm told, and I look at the facts and I research all the different information and I see what seems most plausible. And to me, the most plausible thing is that a zoonotic disease is possible, and yeah, they say it can't jump, it's impossible, people can't catch viruses anyway. There's been so much stuff out there that it's kind of disturbing. But if a zoonotic disease can travel to humans, which they say it can, through different reasons. I mean, let's look at this. A bat has a coronavirus, and it has a certain version of it. It's mutated somehow, and it's on its fur, whatever. It's not affected by it because it's a carrier, and somehow it has a certain type of immunity. Or it just gets mild symptoms, a bit like when we have herpes. People get herpes, they get a cold sore, they run down, they don't die of it. Just like the bats or snakes or whatever. And there's some other animals I can't pronounce that also are carriers of it. They come into contact with domestic animals. Domestic animals also can't catch it. They can be carriers. It can also be carried on their fur. And then their fur goes into the place where they live, and the people stroke the nice animals, and they go, oh, I love this, kiss, 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 and they get the virus. How on earth would they get a virus, right? Is what people are saying. How is that possible? That's because people don't generally go around kissing bats. So that's why in the past, generally people haven't got, ill. I don't believe, and this has been proven by other zoonotic specialists out there, you can't get it from ingesting the flesh of a bat that's died, even if it has the virus. It's unlikely. It's not how you're getting the disease or the virus. It's literally when it's carrying it, and those spores, or whatever you want to call them, I guess I know it's a bacterial, the virus itself, the material of the virus, it then transmutates or transmits to the human, and it's still live, and then we ingest it somehow. So that all seems really, really plausible to me. It's not implausible. There are people out there that say viruses don't exist, therefore, you know, you can't catch a virus and die from it. We make and manufacture our own virus. Well, you know, I do believe that we do manufacture and make our own virus, and maybe that's the case with the bats. Maybe they're making their own virus. But for some reason, when it transfers to a human, it's deadly. Do you see what I mean? So there is all of that to consider. It's like an animal has, you know, had some waste product of a virus or a detox symptom or whatever you want to call it, if that's what people's belief systems are. And then, you know, it's expelled it, and the human being has ingested it, and it's killed them for whatever reason. Whatever we do know is that different species carry different things, and they don't get affected quite in the same way that another species would be. So it's like, you know, people need to understand, I think, that it's not really a joke. For some reason, there's different strains and mutations out there. We do know that the elderly and immune deficient, shall we say, people are the most vulnerable, and that they most likely will die. Other people are stronger, no underlying health conditions, great. Sometimes people that are healthy and don't have any health issues die. We don't know why. They don't know why. And I think that actually it's true. Maybe we are just looking to blame or find excuses, but I absolutely know it can't be 5G, because of the technology behind 5G is nowhere near the power, for example, of a gamma ray that would wipe us out all instantly. It's not even as strong as an X-ray, okay? So 5G, even in its most intense form, even if you were standing right next to it, isn't even as powerful as an X-ray. And how many people have had X-rays, and how many people die of X-rays? You know what I mean? Like, I seriously don't understand the whole conspiracy behind it, because also, if people are saying they think they're going to get us, you know, they're out to get us, and the government are creating this so we'll die, or they're just doing it for their own greed. Sorry, yawn. They're doing it for their own greed. They want to, you know, propagate the place with 5G because it makes smart cities. They can keep an eye on us and track us. Well, if it was really as dangerous as they say it was, and there's no protection against it, then those people would also die, wouldn't they? And their children, and their relatives, and their friends, and their family, and whatever. Surely they don't want to die. It'd be like a suicide mission. You know? So it's not beyond all realm of possibility that, like I said before, in ecology, in the ecosystem, you know, of life, that we've actually got it so far out of balance. We've come into contact with wild animals too much. And even, you know, handling these bats and transferring this disease somehow to a domestic animal, you know, or to ourselves, or whatever it is. And domestic animals have carried it and somehow made it transmissible to us. Whatever the situation is, that is real, you know. And I've listened to so many different things, and I've kept a really open mind about this 5G thing. And I've really listened to so much stuff. And there's loads of things that just don't add up, sorry. There's just loads and loads of things. Yeah, I don't think that people would just be like, you know, slowly dropping like flies. I think it would be like, yeah, literally mass exodus kind of thing. Like, you know, we just, you know, like the whole masses of birds of just dying all at once. Don't you think that humans would be too? I mean, it's like, you know, what happened at Hiroshima? Bing, seconds, people just died. That's what I think would happen. You know, if 5G's all been transmitted all at once, everyone's going to die. That's it. It's not going to be like, oh, you know, I feel a bit weak today, but I'll be all right. I've recovered. You know, nobody's going to recover from that kind of intense radioactivity if it was that strong. 5G apparently doesn't even have the same intensity as sunlight. The sunlight that we sunbathe under, you know, in the height of summer. It's not even that strong. It's actually not even stronger than a winter sun when we look up at the winter sun. So, I mean, I don't know loads and loads and loads of science. I can't give you loads of figures and all that stuff, but I know enough about it to know all those things I've just said. And I just think people should stop worrying about it and stop sending out stuff like that, because it's just silly. Really, sorry. Silly.